Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. MLB slate and all of our bets for Tuesday, April 23rd. A lot of games going on. If you're new to the show, first of all, welcome. Secondly, we do fade or follow four teams. How about the Orioles, the Royals, the Dodgers, and the Cubs. All four teams in action on this Tuesday here. Full card. So we'll give you some leans and other plays on other games, but we are betting only in those four games, just to give you a heads up if you're new to our show. So first game up, 3:11 out here in Phoenix, 6:11 Eastern time. Red Sox headed to the Guardians. Tanner Houck versus Ben Lively in this one here. Guardians a slight favorite, right around $1.10, $1.12 favorite. It's pretty much a coin flip in this particular game. Total around 8. So the Guardians offensively have been really good so far this season. They have pitched pretty well as well. Lively's been fine for them on that one. Tanner Houck's pitched better than expected in this one. If we had any lean, though, as both offenses seem to kick it in gear over the weekend, that total of 8, we would be looking at the over there. Next game up, 3:41 out here in Phoenix, 6:41 Eastern time. The Phillies and the Reds. Phillies a slight favor in this one with Sanchez pitching against Andrew Abbott. They're about a $1.20 favorite in this particular matchup. The Reds are tough at home. I know the Phillies have been bombing and pitching well, but it also helps your ERA when you have a 3-game set against the White Sox, who don't put much of an offensive effort up, it seems like, in that one. Total in this game is at 9. We'd be leaning towards that there. Also, a slight lean towards the Reds in that particular game. Next game up, 3:46 out here in Phoenix, 6:46 Eastern time. Dodgers, after getting their clock clean last week at home, they're on the road this week, going to the Nationals. Nationals took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers in an earlier set. Current line has moved. It was minus 195. Now we're up to $2.20 favorite on the Dodgers here. It is National Patrick Corbin Day, and we all know what that means, which is bet against Corbin, as Corbin's probably going to go for the record with the most losses this season. I will say this, though. C.J. Abrams, if you haven't had a chance to watch him this year, he's been tearing everything up. That is a little bit of a concern. But the good news is Paxton, the left-hander, has been keeping it somewhat sane. He can give you a solid 5. The bullpen's a little bit of a concern so far for the Dodgers. The Dodgers come off a Sunday game where they scored 10 runs, but they got their clock clean all week long. Nationals, like I said, took 2 out of 3, except when? National Patrick Corbin Day. The Nationals took the other 2 games out of the set. The Mets take the first 2 games out of the set, Friday and Saturday, and then all of a sudden the Dodgers can score on Sunday and unleash for 10 runs. We expect the Dodgers to score a buttload in this particular game as Corbin is pitching. The key is to keep Corbin in as long as possible, so hopefully the Nationals need to eat some innings, but they're coming off a day off as well, so don't know if that's necessarily going to be the case. But we got to roll with the Dodgers in this particular matchup here. Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over the 5.5 team total. Dodgers minus half a run first 3 innings, minus 1.5 runs front 5 and front 7 innings. And then Will Smith, last time on Patrick Corbin Day, when Will Smith has a 1,700 OPS, they sat him. Don't think that's going to be the case today, as they just come off a day off. So we will take Mookie Betts, homer, double, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. Will Smith, homer, double, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. So let's go through all those bets for you one more time. Dodgers Nationals on National Patrick Corbin Day. Get in while you can. Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over the 5.5 team total. Dodgers minus a half a run first 3 innings, minus a run and a half first 5 and first 7 innings. Mookie Betts, homer, double, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. Will Smith, homer, double, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. Next game up on the board, Tigers, Rays. Maeda pitching versus Peepote. The Rays at home. Peepote is about a $1.50 favorite, folks. Maeda's not pitched well so far this season. Total around 8. We would definitely lean Tampa Bay in this and lay the lumber. Next game up, 4:06 out here in Phoenix, 7:06 Eastern Time. A's, game 2 of this set, as they did play earlier on Monday, and the A's get a 2-0 win in extra innings, as the Yankees once again cannot score in 10 innings, as they did against Tampa Bay just last weekend. Blackburn Perchin versus Stroman. This is another one of those games, folks. I'll be really honest with you. Don't like Stroman. Don't think he is fantastic. They paid a lot of money for him. The Cubs were happy he left after their disaster with Stroman. If he can stay healthy, he's still not that great. Don't know if we play a side here, but that total at 7.5, we definitely like the over. I think they come off a game with 2 total runs in it. Both offenses maybe get a little bit more into it, as it was kind of a Monday early afternoon game. Now we get back to a Tuesday night game. They had a little extra time off. We like that over in a 7.5 in that Yankees-A's matchup. Next game up, 4:21 out here in Phoenix, 7:21 Eastern. Marlins headed to Atlanta for game 1 of the set. Trevor Rogers, Max Fried. No surprise here. The Braves are going to be a $2.20 favorite, roughly. Total of 8.5. We expect Fried to have a better day. The bats in Atlanta are starting to wake up a little bit. They did lose the Sunday night game against the Rangers, but that was due to the bullpen. They still scored 4 runs in that particular matchup. We like the Braves here. We'd lay the 225. Next game up, 4:41 out here in Phoenix, 7:41 Eastern Time. Royals hosting the Blue Jays. Game 2 of this set, Gausman versus Waka. Waka and Marsh are probably the 2 chinks in the armor in the starting rotation for the Royals. Kevin Gausman, one of the better pitchers in baseball, has not had a great start to the season, though. The Blue Jays about a $1.20 favorite here. We like the Blue Jays in this particular matchup, as Gausman normally seems to have the Royals number in this one. So we'll take the Blue Jays money line, -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Blue Jays over the 4.5 team total. Blue Jays -0.5 a run, first 3, first 5, and first 7 innings. Bo Bichette, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. And Justin Turner, who's hitting well over 400 against Waka in his career, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So one more time, Blue Jays Royals matchup. We like the Blue Jays money line, run line -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Blue Jays over the 4.5 team total. Blue Jays -0.5 a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bo Bichette, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Justin Turner, home run, double. He torments the Royals no matter what team he's on, by the way. Justin Turner does. But home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. When he was with the Red Sox, he just absolutely clubbed them all the time, it seemed like. So Justin Turner and Bo Bichette, definitely like both those hitters there in that matchup. Next game up, 4:41 out here in Phoenix, 7:41 Eastern Time. Pablo Lopez and the Twins against Fetty and the White Sox. The White Sox heading to Minneapolis. They are probably the worst team in the major leagues. I don't think there's much debate about that, as they sit with the whopping 4 wins. They are not good offensively. They're not good pitching-wise. I don't know what there is positive to say. The only bad part in this particular game is the Twins' offense has desperately struggled, and they're a -270 favorite in that particular game. The one bet we would probably look at is White Sox team total under. If it is at 3.5, we'd probably bet under on the team total there. But we would lean slightly towards the Twins in that particular matchup. Next game up, 4:41 out here in Phoenix, 7:41 Eastern time. Game 1 of the series. Houston travels to Chicago. We've got J.P. France against Jordan Wicks. The Astros have struggled mightily so far this season. I don't think there's any question about that. You ask an Astros fan, and they're like down in the dumps so far this season. The Cubs have played pretty well. The problem with the Cubs lately is Suzuki, once he hit the disabled list, it's been a struggle for them to score enough runs, as they found out only splitting the series with the Marlins, taking 2 out of 4. In that particular matchup at home, you expect to win more games than that. The Astros, though, come in as a slight favorite, around a $1.20 favorite. We are going to roll with the Cubs here. We will take the dog at home. Cubs money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over the team total. Cubs -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bellinger, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Michael Busch did struggle in Sunday's matchup. We don't expect that to be the case here. So Busch, home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Like I said, the offense has struggled a little bit for the Cubs. Swanson can't hit above 230. Bellinger's still not in full form, as he's hitting in the low 200s. Busch has around a 300 batting average and 1,000 OPS. And that, he's been the bright spot so far in the lineup in that one. Nico Horner, though, has picked it up quite a bit over the last week plus. He's back to the top of the lineup where he needs to be. Nico can set the table for a lot of things behind him. Moving Cody to the 2-hole. Don't like Morel in the 3-hole, though. He strikes out way too much. But he is also a big power bat, and he does have good success against J.P. France as well, as he's got a homer off him in his career. So we'll go through these Cubs-Astros plays one more time for you. Cubs money line, -1.5, 2.5, and 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over the team total. Cubs -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bellinger, homer, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Busch, homer, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Next game up on the board, 5:06, my apologies. 5:06 out here in Phoenix, 8:06 Eastern time. The Mariners come to town against the Rangers, first game of the set here. Rangers is a slight favorite. They're about $1.12 versus $1.04. Gilbert's pitched well. Dunning's pitched probably as good as Dunning can pitch. The big difference between these two teams is offensively. The Mariners continue to struggle to score. They struggled to score in Colorado, for Christ's sake. The Rangers, that is one area where they do not struggle, and that is scoring. Even though Seager's not started off, maybe they want to, but Adolis Garcia's played extremely well. Marcus Simeon's had a good run. Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter, the rookies, have been really good so far. So we would lean Rangers in this one. We'd probably be more than lean. We'd probably bet this one heavily. Rangers with Dunning versus Gilbert in that one. Next game up, 5:41 out here in Phoenix, 8:41 Eastern time. Rockies at home again. They're hosting the Padres, first game of the series. Michael King versus Feltner for the Rockies. The Padres normally play the Rockies pretty well. They're a $1.60 favorite on the road. We will lay it here with the Padres. The Rockies just don't pitch well, don't hit well, so it makes it really tough to win ball games in that one. Next game up, 6:39 out here in Phoenix, 9:39 Eastern time. Second game of the set here, Orioles, Angels. Grayson Rodriguez versus Mr. Canning for the Angels. The Orioles about a $1.40 favorite in this one. Now, the Angels offense has been scoring some runs, but Canning has been giving it up at an alarming rate. Grayson Rodriguez has pitched extremely well. Being in the 2-hole behind Corbin Burns in this rotation has worked out really well for Grayson Rodriguez. We expect the same to continue here. And the Orioles beating up Canning and the Angels in this one, as that offense is getting close to cooking for the Orioles here. So Orioles money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Orioles over the team total. Orioles -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Gunnar Henderson's had really good success against Canning as well as Mountcastle, so we'll be playing both of those batters in this one. Gunnar, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. Mountcastle, homer, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So let's go for it. Let's go through those Orioles Angels bets one more time for you. Orioles money line -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Orioles over their team total. Orioles -0.5 run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Gunnar Henderson homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 4+ total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ hits. Ryan Mountcastle, home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So I know I've mentioned this multiple times throughout the show. Make sure at the end of every episode on YouTube or if you go to our channel pages on TikTok or YouTube, you can see a link to our Google Sheet. It'll read docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Just click into there if you want to see all the baseball bets that we have for the 23rd. Just click on the 2024 baseball tab and then scroll down to those. You'll be able to see all those bets. If you want to just poke around and see any day that we had, please feel free to do so. That's what they're there for. We're transparent with the bets. We want to make sure everybody can see them. And it's hard to write them all down as we're a huge volume better as we're going through the show. So make sure you check out the Google Sheets when you got some time. And as always, if you can subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube or TikTok channel, makes life really simple to find us once you subscribe or you follow us on YouTube or follow us on TikTok. And if you want to make life even easier, turn on those notifications for those social media platforms, and you'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.